meeting for January 8th, 2025.
Commissioner Stottlemyre,
Present.
Vice Chair Harris,
Present.
Chair Waymeyer,
Present.
Commissioner Dunn, Commissioner Dickinson.
And pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag. Good morning, Rebecca McFarland. Let's have a Frontier Extension District update.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm coming to you today to share an update. Can I come on a quarterly basis? And today I'm really going to focus on our agriculture and natural resources programming. If you walk by our office, you've probably seen those flyers out there. And so we have a number of ag programs the next few months. So tonight, actually, we have one on land values and leases. And that program is supposed to be in person down in Garnett, but they've changed it to a virtual meeting. But Robin Reed, our Extension Associate in Ag Econ, and Megan Hughes, who is Assistant Professor in Ag Econ, and then Roger McCown, which many people know. He's a professor in Ag Law and Taxation. They will all be there to cover land values, rental rates, and components of a written agreement. So if you're interested in that or know someone who might be, they simply need to stop by our office or call our office and we can get them that Zoom link. And then starting in a couple of weeks, we have a four-part succession planning series. It's titled Leaving a Legacy for Midwestern Farm Women, although we don't discriminate and so anyone's welcome. But this really is a partnership between Purdue Extension as well as Nebraska Extension and of course Kansas State University Extension. And there's a number of us on our Frontier District team that will be hosting this. We're hosting it at Overbrook. But the topics include motivation for succession planning, communicating about estate and transition planning, the financial aspects of estate and transfer plans, and then also the legal side of putting your plan in place. So really excited about this four-part series. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of people registered quite yet, and we know with the weather that could be a component, but we are still taking registrations. We will be serving a meal every night, and there is a registration fee of $60 that includes, again, the meal and then program material as well. And then one that I'm really excited about, and we don't have a date or time yet, but our agriculture agents, Rod Schaub and Ryan Schaub, are working with our faculty at Kansas State University in ID3A, which is our Institute for Digital Agriculture and Advanced Analytics. And this idea really came out of our local Agriculture and Natural Resources Program Development Committee. So local producers come together and advise our agents about what the issues are, what programming they would like to see. And so Rod and Ryan have actually met, and some of the Program Development Committee members have met with some of the faculty at K-State and developed a program or a tentative program. And it's likely to draw a really huge crowd, not only from Kansas State or Kansas, but also from surrounding states. So just some of the potential topics include the historical account of ag technology in the past 10 years, also AI and its trustability, spray drone pasture management, livestock farming with virtual fencing to health monitoring, and cost-benefit analysis of precision ag tools. So this will likely be an all-day event. There are plans to also offer dinner in the evening, as well as time for networking, and there'll be commercial booth vendors there as well. So that's all I have to share with you today. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them.
Last one ought to be popular.
What's that?
I said that last one ought to be popular.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
Hey,
Well, thank you.
thank
Thanks
you.
for your time.
Uh-huh.
Consent agenda today includes meeting minutes from December 18th, claim vouchers in the amount of $328,479.98, tax change orders -$12, and payroll in the amount of $1,425,146.52. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Stottlemyre,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Chair Waymeyer.
Yes. Our first item of business is a special use permit. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, Commission. Yes, this is going to be commonly known as 2230 Tennessee Road. This is just 6 miles east of Ottawa and about a quarter mile south off of Rock Creek. The applicant is requesting to conduct operations as a used car dealer. Most of the business will be brokering online sales. The business will be conducted out of a 50 by 80 structure that is currently on the property. It already has an office included. The applicant stated most of their work is actually online. This is not a traditional used cars dealership. It is more so just a broker trying to find a buyer, find a seller, get them together. The car is usually gone directly from point A to point B. There is no showing of any cars on this property. We've actually established some conditions. So this is, we set these conditions in place in order to keep this from ever becoming a dealership if the ownership were to switch hands or whatnot. The special use permit is the operation of used vehicles online sales and storage facility. Any additional uses would require approval of amended special use permit. The applicant shall obtain appropriate building permits for any new construction or remodeling of the structure. The business shall be owner-operated and allowed up to 2 employees. No mechanical or vehicle service work shall be conducted. No vehicle shall be displayed for sale by the roadside or outside the building. All driveways shall be maintained with all-weather surface. They will be allowed 1 wall sign, and all of their signage will be to the Franklin County zoning regulations. No other signs will be permitted, and the special use permit shall be null and void by operation of law if the special use permit has not been initiated and utilized by commencing the activity or use specified at the site is said within 1 year. Basically, this individual needs a building and an address by state regulations to broker these deals. Occasionally, he said once in a while, but very rare, he will have to actually go get the vehicle himself. He'll bring it to the shop and it will be stored inside the shop. Nothing will be on the exterior of the building. So there will be a sign on the side of the building. By state regulation, he has to have a sign. But this is pretty much strictly an online business and not going to affect the surrounding area. After the Planning Commission had added a few of those conditions to protect the neighboring properties of any potential future sales of the property, and then disallowing it to become an actual used car dealership. Conversation was had with the applicant. He was fully in support with these new conditions, and then unanimously, the Planning Commission did vote to recommend approval. Staff also recommends approval.
Any questions for Pat on this one?
Pat, why did you limit the greenhouse employees to 2?
So that is a typo in that we thought we had it corrected. We have updated it since with Christina, but you guys got the older copy. So that is a typo. It should just say the business used car dealership is to 1 or 2 employees. So I apologize for that. We'll have it corrected on the resolution before Janet gets it. I caught it last night or yesterday, and I was like, let's get that, but it didn't work out.
What's an all-weather surface? Is it already got all-weather surface?
Yeah, it has concrete for an apron, and then it's just your standard rock
Okay.
driveway.
So this is special use. Is there a motion to approve special use permit 2410-0004 with conditions outlined?
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yeah.
Chair Waymeyer?
Yes. All right.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. Our second item of business is approval of annual software maintenance renewal invoices. Time to pay some bills. Good morning, Dustin.
Morning. I think you hit it about right. It's just time to pay bills. This is something I bring to you every year. There's not a whole lot of changes here. One dropped off because we reduced it to just a first quarter since it's a product that we're planning on ending at the end of March due to our software project. The rest of these are pretty regular that we've seen every year. Tyler Technologies for the public safety side, last year we saw a 6% increase. This year it's back to the regular 5% that we had been seeing in the years prior, so that got back in line with what we've traditionally seen. Everything else is flat or holding where we've traditionally seen them be. The mobile wireless, I tried to note there, as a VPN software used in our public safety settings, that we host that for Wellsville and Ottawa as well. That's why there's a portion of that being billed back to them based off of their usage.
This is all within what we budgeted for back in summer.
Yes.
All right. Motion to approve the annual software maintenance renewal invoices.
Yeah, motion approved.
Troy?
Second.
Commissioner Dunn?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Chair Waymeyer?
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
Commissioners.
you. On to staff reports.
Yeah, thanks, Colt. One thing, and then I want to give a few shout outs. Janet and I are inclined to lock in the retreat on the 23rd and 24th, provided that works for the five of you. We've got the typical normal room reserved if those dates, or we can reserve it if those dates work.
Worked great for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to you in a second, Roy.
You said the 24th,
23rd and 24th.
23rd, and 20, I thought you said 24th and 25th, that's a, yeah, but.
Yeah, Thursday and Friday.
It's 23rd and 24th. Okay.
Yep, 23rd, 24th. Want to talk just a little bit about the weather event, because I think you're going to get a few department-specific events or updates. I will tell you, holistically, that was about as clean an operation as I've seen in my time here. Tom, you did a fantastic job of getting a plan prepared. First responders, ambulance were fantastic. Dispatch was fantastic. The folks that made it in Monday, despite not being in critical services, I know here in the annex, we had a bunch of folks that made it in. And then Public Works. I mean, you guys, I don't like to throw this word around, but being out there, I mean, it's heroic. You're out there in miserable weather conditions. You start working 12-hour shifts, 6 a.m. on Saturday, and you've done that through maybe current. I don't know if it's stopped yet, but you hear about these folks that forget what day it is because they're just grinding. I'm sure that some of our employees can say that. So, really happy with our folks. Tom, great plan. Our staff executed it perfectly. So look forward to hearing more from you all later in the meeting. Last thing I want to say, Roy, I think this is your last regular meeting, is it not?
Yeah.
You've been fantastic. Really gonna miss you. You've been a great ambassador for Franklin County. On a personal note, I have never worked for this organization without you as a commissioner. I'm gonna miss you, Roy. Like, you all don't have easy jobs, and as staff, we don't have easy jobs, but you are always someone that, personally, I have found comforting. You're an easy person to talk to. You've always been supportive of our staff. And I think we're gonna miss that influence. So whatever awaits you, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you come back and are a regular public commenter.
Just don't complain.
I doubt it.
But no, I really appreciate you, Roy, and congratulations on, you've done a fantastic job. Yeah, that's all I have, Colt. Thank you.
Right. Nothing, Pat. Good morning.
It's a little chilly out. So we started working on planning preparedness for this Thursday. I don't know. We started working on it about then. We do kind of what we typically do, and it's kind of good that we have a really good group of people throughout the county, not just our county members, but our city partners and everybody else. We get everybody together in the same room. We kind of have a conversation of what things are going to look like and how we're going to respond to it. So we kind of got everybody together again, and we had some good conversations. We kind of threw some what ifs out there. What if this happens and what if that happens? And normally our what ifs don't necessarily happen, but this time we got close, didn't we? Yeah, we got pretty close. So it was good to be able to go through that process and be able to have an idea of how we were going to respond to it. So we had over 100 slide offs that we worked throughout this event currently. And I don't know how many man hours we got into it, but it's a lot. But I mean, everybody was out. We didn't lose. I don't think we've lost any vehicles or any trucks that I'm aware of for the county or the city. The state did lose one state truck, but that was not due to a wreck. I think there was an electrical error inside the cab that caught it fire. But overall, we've just response-wise, everybody just kind of pulled up the bootstraps and went to work. So it was pretty good. First time it has ever happened that the state has pretty much closed every road in the state. That's never happened before. So the next portion that we're looking at right now is whether or not we're going to be able to get public assistance. There are some I have big questions, and they're not able to answer those questions on whether or not we'll get any type of funding back on that. But I don't think we're going to meet our county threshold, even though when we worked real well and stuff like that. So that's just might be something we're going to have to eat. So everybody's great to work for. And this is one of those reasons why I'm here, is because we all just get along. There are places that don't. And sometimes it shows, and I just, I appreciate everybody here and everybody just doing what they got to do and being able to help everybody out. So that's all I got.
Thank you, Tom.
Oh, Tom? You have something you said?
Oh, I just said thanks.
I said, hey, Tom.
Everything.
Oh, I heard, hey, Tom.
Thank you.
All right. Christie, good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to give you an update about the ambulance operations during this event. That really was, the ice was unprecedented. I have never seen anything like it in 20 years here. I did bring in an extra crew to staff a 4th ambulance, which proved invaluable during this. One of our employees volunteered to work 72 hours straight during this whole thing. I had another employee that went home. He had been here 48 hours, went home 12 hours, and then worked another 36 hours. So lots of dedication on the part of our crews. During the 2 days, so Saturday and Sunday, we had 31 calls for service. 7 of those were falls. 17 were medical calls. We had 2 structure fires. We did 2 move-ups, and then we had just 1 motor vehicle accident that we were called. So that was amazing. We did have 2 transfers. One was, we did decline to take it. The other one, we attempted to take it. It was somebody that very much needed services that were not available here. We got as far as Gardner, and the ambulance slid off the road. Everybody was fine, no injuries. So Johnson County Fire District 1, they sent a fire engine to try to help us. Their fire engine also slid off the road. But Johnson County MedAct was able to come and take the patient and facilitate the remainder of the transfer. But mainly, I just want to give a huge shout out to dispatch. They were wonderful. They had challenges with call volume and also just some technical issues. Our law enforcement partners were there for us, as well as fire departments and first responders. Lots of help for us. Of course, emergency management, Tom, I don't think slept through the whole event, and neither did Jeff and his crew, and they saved us from a pinch more than once. But just wanted to let you know, we got out there, we got it done, and this is the end result of it. So thank you. Do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone else?
Thank you. Thank you.
Nothing? All right, Public Works, Jeff.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I want to thank Derek for the kind words. The department really did, in my 30 years, this is the most extreme ice event that I've ever dealt with. And we didn't miss a lick. We actually made it completely through the process without losing any equipment, any people. The first crew did start Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and we worked shift work right up into, I believe, 72 hours straight, which would end, I think it's yesterday. They're running together. But that first night, the night crew guys, there's a reason we put our seasoned, experienced people in the dark out there. Because I know a lot of the other surrounding counties, I've spoken to several of the road superintendents, and they weren't nearly as lucky as we were with the equipment and getting it passed to the next one. And we never lost. We had slide offs, but we never lost one piece of equipment, and we were never down for very long. And we all worked together to keep going. So that's why it was so successful, and why those guys got it done. We actually had 3 new employees that had never been through anything like this, so I'm sure they felt like they've been.
Totally.
They've got a little experience. The blades began early Monday morning, and they have continued to work. So all secondary roads now are open, including all the dead ends and everything. So we appreciate the public's patience in getting that done. It was a rather challenge, but I want to take my hat off for those that work for Public Works, because they really did a great job for what we do. And I don't think, look, in hindsight, we could have done anything really much better than what came out. And that's hard to say in a storm of this magnitude. So thanks to them. On a different note, I spoke with Kelly and Janet yesterday, and I think we received our funding back from the state. So we received a check of payment of $1.2 million for the 4 miles that we had on 50. We got that yesterday. I want to thank Janet. I really want to thank Kelly Thompson. There's a lot of people out there doing a lot of the work, but them behind the scenes taking care of the finances of it. This was my first experience, and I couldn't have done it without them. So thank you, and thank Kelly both. I think that's all I've got. You got any questions for me?
I didn't get in my car until this morning, and I told my husband, I said, what happens if I meet somebody? He said, pray. And I don't know when it happened, but I got 2 lanes. There's 2 lanes on my road that are done, and it was.
We had 3 new blade operators too, so this was a challenge for everybody, and I commend them for. It takes a long time to get that district not only open, but 2 lanes, and they really did a good job of prioritizing what they needed to get done. And I don't know that it could have went a whole lot smoother. I really don't. We're not completely finished, but
It was nice that once it got done, though, it didn't get blown back over like the last time. It seemed like it kept blowing and blowing and blowing, and this time, you got it done.
That helped a bunch. So, thank you, guys.
Anything, Janet? Commissioners, Dawn?
Hunkering down like everybody else. I will say, appreciate the 16 years that I served with Roy. We both took a 4-year vacation during that period, and maybe that was good. We come back, so, but, I can't remember one time in 16 years. Sure, we didn't vote the same 100%, but it was always a good thing afterward. I mean, you just vote the way you feels to vote, and, but we've always, to say you're on the board 16 years and still friends is something to say in itself, so that's all I got.
Thanks, Roy. I don't have anything else.
I haven't done a whole lot. Oh, yeah. Do you have anything?
No, I said I'd let you have the last word.
All right. Well, all I did was hunker down, and while I was going in to my house and shutting the door and saying I'm not leaving, that's when the guys were all getting ready to go out and get ready to start clearing the roads. Last Friday, I got to go say thank you to one of our longtime blade operators, and how in the heck he picked the day before the biggest storm of the decade. I don't know, but David Reeves has been my blade operator, and well-deserved retirement. I wish we could have gotten at least another weekend out of him. We tried to get him to maybe do a short-term job application, but was not convincing. But right in the middle of all that, Jeff announces and says, okay, day shift, everybody's here at 6 tomorrow morning, which is Saturday, 6 to 6, and then the night shift's coming on 6 to 6, and not a word of grumbling. They all just do their job, and, you know, there's not a lot you can do beforehand. You just got to know it's happening, and truly, I mean, between the ice and the snow, and then the cold, it truly probably was one of the worst. I don't think my part of the county was as bad as the northern part of the county, because we didn't get as much snow, but good job. I mean, all of our departments, good job. They did good.
Any word on our new dump trucks?
They won't call us back. We've been calling them. We will get to the bottom of that when
That's
it's
all right.
over. But we're working on that.
All right. And Roy?
I guess I'll just wind this up. Yeah, I want to thank my fellow commissioners for all their support over the years. I came in with Don and going out with Don. It started in 2004. A little bit ahead of me back at that time. But anyway, over the years, it's been about 20 years actually in the commission position that I've been representing the 3rd District. So I must thank all of Franklin County people that supported me over the years, especially those in the 3rd District. Really appreciate that. I, of course, appreciate Don. You know, he was, when he won Commissioner of the Year in KAC, like Don did for his work program and other programs, it's pretty special to be on the same commission with people of that status. And of course, I came in with Cole's granddad. He was back then, and we should Don Waymar for his contribution to the county. Glad Rob joined us here. Cool. Anyway, glad Rob joined us, and Leanne joined us too. It's really been a pleasure working with all these people. Eric has been quite a find for Franklin County. I really appreciate he's been staying with us, and not only our administrator, but our counselors. I came back in with Janet in 2012. That's been kind of a selling point for Franklin County when Janet came in as county clerk. We was having a lot of trouble with the clerk position before that time. Janet came in and really took over that position. I'm really proud of her, what she's done over the last several years. Head of the Clerk Association, the KAC, that's kind of a special position because all the clerks around the county look for Janet and what she does and how she handles things. I appreciate Jeff for coming in and up the Public Works Department. They're doing a heck of a job, and this just shows you what we like in our guys with not only the Public Works side of it, but the emergency management department. How you plan for these things and be prepared when kind of a disaster hit. You know, when they said we had a blizzard and all the Kansas roads were closed, stay off the roads. I haven't really this one more time when I was working for the ambulance service back in the late 70s. We had an ice event in 78 or 79. I was on duty at that time. It was got the ambulance in, and it just waves of ice everywhere. At that time, it was going down at 15 miles an hour, our sirens were on. And I looked at my car, I said, why are sirens on? There's nobody out here. And we were going 15 miles an hour. The semi went off the road out here on I-35. Fell over to the easement up there. I was out walking around, I thought, man, this blood coming down. Scout. I said, that doesn't look normal. Really raised up his hat. His shirt came with a hat. Scalped himself. Really appreciate what the ambulance service does on a daily basis. We don't reserve that for any kind of disaster kind of event. They're out there every day looking at you. Like Don said, we've been through quite a few things. Lives that you can work through. Well, for the ambulance service, we kind of work together. They kind of designated into horse ride, kind of around. Here comes the side of here. Brake drives. Especially construction. Overnight, there's coming. There's people person. She's non representing the Southeast. Has different things. I mean, recognized locally, statewide, so I think things will be a good ambulance. Bring an aid, comes in, takes my seat, and I like to go with me. I like it there. With that, I will make the motion to adjourn.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.